We grow up. Jack Brown, pilot. There is a roar over your head. 2 lights twinkle and are gone. That was Jack Brown. He is the pilot of a big airplane that flies at night. Do you think Jack is away up in the airplane by himself? Not at all. He can talk to many people down on the ground by using his radio. 2 things help Jack when he flies at night. One is his radio, and the other is lights. Jack can see the lights on the ground. They are put there to help pilots. About every 10 miles, there is a beacon on the ground. The beacons are lights which show Jack which way to go. The beacons help Jack reach the airport. On fine nights, Jack can see 2 or 3 beacons at one time. Many of the small airports on the way keep their lights on at night. Then, if Jack wants to land on one of the fields, he sees the lights and he knows that he can land. At all the big airports, there are many lights on the ground. Jack is going to one of the big airports. There is a long line of lights to show Jack just where to land his airplane at the airport. Lights on the ground are good for fine nights, but lights do not help a pilot if he cannot see them. So lights do not help a pilot much on nights when there is rain or fog. Jack cannot see the lights in a heavy fog. Jack has something else to help him in bad weather. He uses his radio then. He uses his radio on fine nights too, for he needs all the help he can get. When Jack wants to know if he is going the right way, he uses his radio. Now that airplanes have radios, they can be taken through the rain and fog and dark. Jack has more than one kind of radio. One radio is a 2-way radio telephone. Jack can talk to people many, many miles away, and they can talk to him. A 2-way telephone is a fine thing to have in an airplane. About every 20 minutes, Jack has to telephone to the airport where he is going to land. He has to tell the men at the airport about himself and where he is. He tells them about the weather up there. The men at the airport tell Jack news too. Jack wants to know what the weather is at the airport. He wants to know about the field. He likes to land on a good field. The more Jack knows about the field and the weather, the better landing he can make. All the small airports on the way hear Jack talking, so they know where he is and what the weather is. Jack has another kind of radio to help him fly. It is called the radio beam. Jack listens to this radio. He listens for signals. Jack flies in a line or road from one airport to the next. If he cannot see the beacon lights, he needs some other signal to let him know if he is staying on the right road. This is when the radio beam helps Jack. If Jack flies right along his road, he can hear a nice hum coming from his radio. But the minute Jack goes too far to the right, the hum stops, and he hears another signal. This signal tells him that he is too far to the right, and that he has got to get back on the road. If Jack should fly too far to the left, he hears another signal. This signal tells him that he is too far to the left, and that he should get back in the road. When Jack does get back in the sky road, he knows it because he hears the nice hum in his radio. As Jack flies along, he gets weather news from this radio too. A pilot is always looking out for bad weather. He can never hear too much weather news. When the weather news goes off the radio, there are sky road signals ahead. Sometimes they say, "Too far to the right, better get back." Sometimes they say, "Too far to the left, better get back." And when the airplane is just where it should be, the nice hum goes on to tell Jack that he is still in the sky road. The sky road is where he belongs. The next time you hear the roar of an airplane in the sky, think of the pilot talking to people on the ground. He is not off by himself in a dark sky, but he is talking to his friends who stand by to help him. Join me next time for more adventures.